Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Desperados 3, a game published by THQ Nordic and produced by Me Games. And, well, let's get into it. These will be my first impressions of the game. I'll show you the basic TLDR of what it is, and hopefully decide whether you're interested in something like this or not. This is a semi-tutorialized area. This is the second mission in the game, so it shouldn't be too complicated, and it will provide a few interesting, I guess, scenarios and a couple of interesting things for you to figure out, and I think it will show you exactly what this game is about, and you can decide whether you want to investigate it more or pick it up for yourselves. So before we move along, let's get over to the options menu and see what we have there. And it is a really good options menu. So controller support is nice. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this game comes out on the 16th of June, I think, officially. So bear that in mind. This is not available for purchase yet, as far as I know. Good. So, the graphics, or the gameplay menu is... We'll get to the graphics menu. The gameplay menu is quite nice, honestly. There's all sorts of axis and sensitivity you can change, the camera speed, so on and so forth, the opacity of the various items on the screen, the save reminder, which is very, very useful. I'm going to put that on 2 minutes, because I tend to play these games very, very slowly. And just for the record, I did play the old Desperados 1 back in the day, and I really liked that game, so I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it in a bit. The audio is as follows: a few different sliders, voice language, a couple of options, subtitles, quite detailed subtitles for like all sorts of things. So yeah, that's nice. Controls, pretty darn obvious. Can you? Yeah, there you go. You have like presets, and you can rebind all of this. It's very, very nice. Video settings. I'm particularly pleased with this. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. There is a bunch of stuff. So options menu, 10 out of 10. Like, I'm very happy with this options menu. Okay, so let's now get into the actual game, and I'll tell you what it is all about. So Desperados, as you can probably guess by the name, is a game set in the Wild West, and it is a game where you control up to 5, I think, different characters, and essentially it is a stealth strategy game of sorts. So the TLDR of it is you have different characters. Later down the line you'll have more than one. Obviously, you control them and you sneak around, and you get to the objective, essentially. That's it. It has a storyline, it has various different things that you can use to achieve your objectives, like melee takedowns, as you can see here. You can distract guards with knives, so on and so forth. Right.
Knife will do.
Let's kill our guy there. Good. So, I want to get something off. I want to get something right off the bat here, and that is how smooth the game feels. The animations, although at times they tend to clip a little bit, and like you'll see him put his hand through the guard if you zoom in really quickly. If you zoom in really closely. However, the game runs really, really smoothly, and it's not just...
Who do we have here?
Oh, for crying out loud! I should have checked this view cone. Should have just thrown the knife immediately. Sorry, I'll get better. I promise.
Sneak my way up to the front of the train. Needs sharpening.
That was a terrible start. Okay, let's try that again. So there, you see, it sort of clips a little bit. It feels ridiculously smooth, though. Like the response time between you clicking something and the character doing it, and the animations and the way they do it is extremely smooth, and I think that's down to one thing primarily, and that is the transition between the character doing the animation and where the character is. They're very, very smooth.
Not a problem.
Shit. Damn it.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Wheelbarrows. Man, these folks sure came prepared. Better get up top.
Go, there you go. And see, like, even the tiny little detail like there, like picking up the knife. Ah, very nice, very nice. It just feels very smooth. Also, like, you can see he's going to jump here. There's no stutteriness, and here's the thing. It's a minor detail in the game, but it makes it a pleasure to play. But also, perhaps even more importantly, it affects the gameplay as well. Because it just feels good to play it like this. It just feels right when, you know, even off like a steep edge like that, it still feels smooth when you go into it. And I think that's like one of the top selling marks of the game when compared to Desperados 2 or 1, other than, you know, obviously the visual improvements, the storyline, so on and so forth. But I was really, really impressed by how smooth it feels, and I think it's unprecedented in games of this genre, because usually your character will stand there, you'll click on something, and he'll like stutter around or like teleport slightly to do the animation.
Okay, I just need a few
That's
seconds.
not the case here, and yeah, I'm just really happy that that it works like this. So what are we doing here? Guns. Oh, I have a gun then, do I? Not only do I have a gun, I have 2 guns.
Someone called the under. Here he comes. Ready for action. Things will get noisy. The quick and the dead.
Thank you, stranger.
Find a place to hide. Shall we? Next time, I'd better thin down the pack before I get loud.
Yeah, there you go. I don't want to talk over a lot of this, because I do want to show you like the dialogue, the voice acting, so on and so forth. It all seems perfectly fine. I have like no complaints about
Don't you move,
anything really,
Let's not do
except
anything
like a few minor things which I'll get to towards the end of the video. But so far, visually, the game looks really, really good. Too zoomed out, zoomed in, or zoomed out. How should we do this? I think if I throw a knife.
Someone's about to lose a few teeth for dying.
Ah. Alright. Should have climbed down and then through the knife. That's okay, never mind. Look, failure is not an option, but failure is also part of the course, I suppose.
Let's not do anything
As we learn
might
things.
regret.
Good.
Not a problem.
I think I can do this like this.
Both out at the same time. Can't bring it on.
Good.
I'd say you owe me one. Hey now, are you kidding me?
Stereotypical, but cool.
Now I suggest you return to your wagon. I'll handle things from here.
Well, like you handled those two?
Listen, Mr.
Cooper.
Mr. Cooper, I've been hired to make sure this train gets to Flagstone. I'd appreciate it if you don't get in my way.
Well, now, Mr.
McCoy. Dr. McCoy.
Right, Dr. McCoy. The way I see it, there's only one way forward, and I gotta get to Flagstone, too.
Suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you.
It's a little bit stereotypical, not gonna lie, with the what the names and the writing and all of that, but it's still interesting.
So,
It's like an old school
looks like
Western
the
game.
road
It's
Lock
fine.
the tunnel.
Why do you think the train stopped? It's gonna take some work to clear those rocks. Good thing they have a stash of dynamite up on that plateau.
Convenient
grab
dynamite
it
is convenient.
And clear
There you
the
go.
tunnel. Not such a bad plan.
I don't do bad plans.
Fair enough. Let's get to it then.
Sure thing.
Alright, good. Now, there is one more mechanic I'd really like to show you, and that's not tying the unconscious guy up. No, it's something different entirely. It is this. So, on lower difficulties, this stops time. On higher difficulties, I think the shift mechanic, or the showdown mechanic, doesn't stop time. However, you get to plan one action per character. This enables you to sync up actions really, really well. So let's say I want to throw the coin there with him, and then I want to switch over to the dock, and I want to move the dock over there, right? So it gives you like a shadow outline of what's going to happen, and then to continue you press shift, and it just cancels the entire thing. Or not cancels, but it gets out of this mode, or alternatively you press enter and it'll execute what you had them do. There. So, that's pretty much it as far as the basic gameplay elements are concerned. Obviously there's going to be, for different missions, different characters, different skills that you can use, you know, so on and so forth. There's also different environmental hazards that you can use to your advantage. The dynamite here being the most obvious one, but you're going to find also stuff like cranes and explosives and horses. Yes, you can actually annoy a horse to kick a guard or an enemy down and knock him unconscious. It's extremely cool. So yeah, there's obviously going to be stuff like that, but let's get to some more gameplay here and figure out where we need to go. I'm assuming this way, yeah. With both characters, let's keep on going. So yeah, this is on the like normal difficulty level, and Doc, you're gonna need to duck. I forgot to duck. Okay.
Any ideas on this one?
There you go. So I think this is a fairly straightforward title in the sense that, well, you're either gonna like something like this, a stealthy, slow-paced Western game where, you know, you plan your actions and there's a variety of things you can do and you can take it slowly, or you can, you know, try and rush a little bit. You can kind of go loud, but ammunition is very limited, and yeah, I don't recommend it, basically. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, I think. We're gonna go into this mode, we're gonna toss a coin to our Witcher. Ooh, but I can't toss the toin. I can't toss the toin, god damn it. I can't toss the coin like that. Never mind, let's get out of this mode.
Okay. Let's go. I just need a few seconds.
No. Okay.
For a doctor.
So place the doctor's bag. First time you spotter will come for it. Open it. Briefly blinds the target.
Primed and ready. It's just fishing.
Something.
Like a moth to the flame. It works very fast.
Gas trap, huh? Not bad. How do you open that thing safely?
You don't, Mr. Cooper. Unless you're me.
Yeah, there you go. And obviously hide the bodies to keep your
way.
cover intact. I think it's going to be a lot more relevant in later levels, because there's going to be a lot more patrolling around of the NPCs, but so far it's just a good habit to pick up. He says there's 2 bodies lie on the ground here, but, you know, shush. Okay, there is also a fast travel mode if you're going to walk, if you forgot to do something back here, and then you can run over there and do it. The game's fairly simple to explain, but there is a lot of stuff for you to do, and it's a very interesting title. All that said, though, I do have one criticism that I think would have made Desperados a little bit better in all respects. And what I mean by that is, I think Desperados could have used more interactive, a more interactive environment. Now, what do I mean by that? The game doesn't really let you interact with the stuff in the world too much. I think it would have been really cool, if for nothing else other than flavor, to be able to pick up stuff in the scenery. Like, now it's not really a great example, because it's mostly just the, you know, the train and the canyon and stuff like that. But in the previous mission, there were like a lot of knives, shovels, pickaxes, stuff like that lying around, and my character was unarmed, basically. He didn't even have a knife, he just had coins, and his father had a knife. But it would be really cool if you could pick stuff like that up and use it. Either for just like a variety of melee kills, or a different... I guess different abilities that you unlock by picking these stuff up and make them like one-use items. I think the game would have been a little bit more interesting and a little bit more colourful that way, because this way, it's still good, don't get me wrong, it's just a minor quality of life thing, but it's, you know.
That I want to see.
Shall we continue?
It would be nice, is all I'm saying. Anyways, let's see here.
Take care of that. Just what I had in mind.
I suppose I could shoot the guy up there with the...
My specialty.
Yeah.
I'll be
go.
damned.
Cold bunt line special. Custom stock, custom rounds.
On my way.
I wouldn't worry.
go.
Custom stock, custom rounds, you say? That sounds
behind,
mighty
Mr.
expensive,
Cooper.
Doctor.
Well,
But hey,
We'll figure something out.
okay, now
now
let's
or
get
never.
this ladder down so the good doctor
can
can
manage
climb.
this
Couldn't the
rope
doctor
ladder,
climb the
Mr.
other way around?
Cooper.
Yes,
I
but this is
prefer
like a
Dr.
stereotypical
McCoy.
partnership and character
Sure you
building
do.
thing to do, so let's do that.
Gotta figure something out.
But here's another example, like,
You see a way? Yeah, me neither.
it's like, you know, a little off the beaten path sort of area. It would be nice if you could pick something up here, like, I don't know, a better gun or a chloroform rag or something. I don't know. Okay, that's yeah, in Desperados. I know. Yeah, then again, he has like a bag that opens up and blinds people when they touch it, so it's not entirely unheard of. But anyways, you can't really go loud. This is definitely a stealth game. The story's a little bit stereotypical and getting cringy at times, but mostly good. And mind you, I haven't seen all that much of it. I've played like... well, I haven't played, but I've seen a level past this one, and I think one more afterwards, story-wise. But I'm not going to spoil anything, which is why I chose like the earliest one, or one of the earliest ones that I could show. So yeah, game's really interesting if you're into something like this. If you've played Desperado 1 and 2, you don't need my help figuring out whether you would be into something like this. But if you haven't, I say if you have any interest in stealth games, I think this will be a great pick for you. If not, then well, it is a pure stealth game with like pausable real-time mechanics and set in the Wild West, and it is what you see really. There's not much more to it. It's well executed, but at the end of the day, it is just what you see. Now, how am I gonna do this? I do have a throwing knife. Ooh, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, Big Ann knows what she's doing.
She sure does.
I'm gonna wait for her to come back here, and I'm gonna take both of them out with a throwing knife and
Gotta love
the
bandits.
doctor's syringe, I think. So let's enter this mode.
I'm warming up. I just need a few seconds. Let's
And
get
then
going.
let's do this. And now
I
the
can
doctor's
handle
gonna
that,
knock
thank you.
her out.
Now's the time. Eyes on the target. One less to worry about.
And there we go.
Someone's about to lose a few teeth. Got it. Okay. Let's go.
Good. Okay, now what? So he's looking over here, he's looking over there. I guess we just distract him with the coin again. I think the only mechanic I don't like is the amount of coin distractions that you need. Like, you don't have to use the coin to constantly distract targets, but you kinda have to at the same time, right? So here, I mean, the guy is basically covering the entire area. There's no way for me to get rid of him if I don't distract him with a coin. And I think the coin mechanic is a little bit abused, because you have an infinite number of them. I haven't played this on the highest difficulty, so maybe like on the highest difficulty you don't, but yeah. Anyways, I think it's a little bit problematic. What I do really like is the fact that you can only focus on one gunman's cone of vision, so you can't actually, you cannot highlight all of them, which I think adds a little bit of dynamicness to the game, but I've been waiting in the same place for too long. Let's try and figure out something here.
Oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, oldest trick in the book, and that's kind of why I don't like it, but that's fine. Okay, tell you what, let's get the doctor ready as well. And then
trick in the book.
you toss, doctor goes, does that. You do that, there you go.
Okay, then.
Excellent.
Back in business.
Get the knife, and, oh, what's this? Ponchos. Guard wearing ponchos don't get fooled easily. They don't leave their posts, and distractions last a lot shorter. Okay. There's not that many of them, though, and there's, like, yeah, distractions still are the way to go.
That because...
Trust me, I know the type.
What's up? Let's get going. Eyes on the target.
Ooh, I'm out of range from here. Okay.
It's now or never.
Leave their boss to me. All right, I'll follow. No objections here.
The one thing that seems to be missing, though, is a way to queue up orders. Not when the time is slowed down like this. Then you can only do one, I'm assuming for balance reasons, and for difficulty reasons, but what I would like is a way to queue up orders in real time. So let's say I want him to go here, but I want him to take this route, and while he's doing that, my other guy's going to do something else. I don't really want to, you know, hold his hand the entire way through and click on each individual point of the journey for like 10 different points and have him manually go around like this. Maybe I just want to send him there, but go like click, 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 go, and have him execute the order. I think that would have made for an interesting thing, but it is lacking, unfortunately.
Who needs a good killing? Bring it on.
You better have a plan here. It works very fast. It ain't personal.
How's it going?
Yeah, don't take it personal.
Here
There we go.
Heading there.
Let's drop him off in case.
And up.
Actually, let's drop both of them off
Come on.
in case we ever trigger the alarm and guys from here end up
I'm listening.
leaving their guard post. But yeah, the highlight thing is definitely my favorite UI thing, I think, because it makes sure you don't miss anything super obvious. Okay, and the shadow mode we've already used, so that's not a
Not sure
problem.
where this is going.
Taking your time or what?
Okay,
Let's go about this quiet.
yeah, like, I think I'm going to cut it here. I've showed you basically a Let's Play-ish kind of few, however many, 20, 30 minutes or so of the game this is, and I think I've showed you like the basics of it. Visually, the game looks really nice, the UI is really well done. If you hit escape, like, here's the last 3 saves with like little pictures behind them to show basically like screenshots of when you press the save button. Really cool. The game's like as hard as you want it to be. It's really, really good. It's really interesting. I am quite happy with it, quite happy with the UI, quite happy with everything they've done in it, pretty much. And yeah, that's about it. You can also, forgot to mention, rotate the camera any way you see fit. Long distance terrain is like, you know, limited, but it still looks nice, not hideous. So yeah, like the game's good. Game's good for what it is. Just depends on whether you like stealth games with like, I call this like strategy stealth games. Depends on whether you like something like that or not. But I think I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm just gonna do this because I think I can do this at the same time with these two. Yeah, definitely, easily. Okay.
How's it going? Ooh. You're heavy.
And let's just dump the bodies.
Let's see what's happening here.
But yeah, like there you go. It's a safe there. Game doesn't have like a currency system or anything, but it would be cool to, I don't know, maybe be able to
Let's keep going.
interact with more stuff. I think that's a shotgun there, right? How cool would it be if you could go up there and pick it up and like carry it in an extra slot, and it had like, you know, it was a proper shotgun with like spread. I think stuff like that would have made the game a little bit more interesting, added a little bit more content, but as is, you know, it's not like a huge detriment to it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm going to cut it here. I think I've showed enough. I did play a little bit ahead of this, so yeah. Anyways, if you have any more questions about the game, feel free to ask down in the comments below. I will try and help you best I can. Until next time, though, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video and want to stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on the channel. Until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.